Did people always try to do a shot with you after the Hangover?
Oh man, yeah. I mean, that was Hangover fans like to drink.
Yeah.
I'll put it that way. So when that movie came out, it was a lot of like, we're buying you shots, and they'd like shove a shot in your face, and if you didn't drink it, you could get punched.
Yeah, isn't that weird? They get really upset if you don't drink it. You're like, I never asked for this.
Most of the time, I was happy to oblige.
Yeah.
Yeah, till the heart failure.
Yeah, till things got weird.
Yeah.
We have a friend, Joe DeRosa, who I feel like likes funerals because you can't turn down the shot. You can't be like, well, to Dave. You got to be like, all right, fine.
Yeah, he actually goes to funerals he doesn't know.
Yeah.
Sure, he's a funeral crasher.
Yes.
Sure,
hey,
why not?
Sequel.
Right.
Pretty cool.
That's not bad.
But yeah, I feel like old school fans, Hangover fans, I feel like they want to do a shot with, you know.
Yeah. Office fans are like, let's have a craft brew.
Right.
Let's have
an IPA.
Let's have a nice conversation over a craft brew.
That's cool. I'm down for that.
Amen.
I feel like the Hangover, it was 2008, 2011, and 2013. The three trilogy.
I think you're off a little bit.
Hey, pull that up there, Fatty.
Wasn't it like 2010 or 11, the first one?
But I feel like that was the last run for the fun-loving comedy movie, and
I think Hot Tub Time Machine was like the last one.
What year was that?
That was it, right?
I feel like it kind of cut off around there, but you guys got them in at the buzzer, and they were
snuck that one in there.
Yeah, and they were all great.
Hangover is one of the last comedies I remember seeing in the theater.
It's 09 was the first one, 11,
right?
and
09.
13.
I mean, did Bridesmaids come after Hangover?
Yeah, Bridesmaids.
I saw that in the theater, but how many comedies can you remember? Like
Tropic Thunder.
That
was awesome.
Was that before?
Ooh, yeah.
I think it was a little later.
I think it was before.
Oh, really?
I think Tropic Thunder was before.
But there's something about, I guess, like live shows of it. You know, thank God for us because we tour all the time and people come out to see stand up. But I mean, I feel like back in the day, like it was great to see a comedy in a packed theater.
It was the best.
Oh man, I remember. We're like sort of Midtown West here, right? In this,
yeah.
So I remember when I lived here, going to see Something About Mary.
Oh,
I was such a huge Ben Stiller fan from the Ben Stiller show, and I was, it was early. What year was that? Pull that one up.
94. I'm calling.
No.
96.
Wait, okay, 98. So I moved here in 96. I'd just been here for 2 years, just struggling to get those open mic spots and doing as much comedy as I could. And I loved Mr. Show and the Ben Stiller Show and all those great shows. And like, Ben Stiller's in a movie? Oh, my God. And I went by myself.
Yeah.
And it was in this neighborhood. Because for some reason, I lived in Brooklyn, but this was where maybe it was I snuck out of work or something. And I sat in this packed theater by myself, and it was like one of the best movie-going experiences ever because I loved that movie. When I first saw it, I was crying in the theater, sitting in by myself between it was packed.
Yeah.
Because that's when theaters were packed. When a movie came out and people were excited, like they packed theaters.
Oh, yeah. And it was real. That was back when water cooler talk. Everybody was talking about the jizz in the hair and the Franks and beans and the Brett Favre of it all. That was a hell of a time.
Matt Dillon.
Oh!
Such a killer in that movie.
Oh,
and it's all killers. Like Lee Evans kills it.
Yeah.
And like Chris Elliott. Like everyone's amazing.
Yes.
But but Matt Dillon.
He stole it with forehead like a drive-in movie theater.
Oh, it's also amazing because I saw we were on the road once. We downloaded, I guess, like the extended version of it, and the scenes they chose to cut were exactly right. Like they just
interesting.
They just kind of disrupted the momentum. It was one of those things where they nailed it.
Yeah. That's good. That's reassuring when that happens.
Yeah. Well, some comedies they
don't nail it.
I love it. I love a tight comedy. I love a 90-minute comedy.
You got to keep it tight. I remember when we were shooting those Hangovers, and we'd be shooting scenes like that you shoot out a sequence, but we'd be doing the scenes that are like towards the end of the movie. And Todd Phillips, the director, was always just like, faster, guys, faster. We're like, well, we're just trying to get the lines out. He's like, it's the end of the movie. It's the race to the finish, which was he kept saying, it's the race to the finish, which I think he said was something that Ivan Reitman told him. It's like a critical sort of comedy thing. When you're making a comedy, that third act, it's just like guns blazing.
Interesting.
You gotta go.
You
Giddy
can't
up.
go Irishman on a comedy. You know, you got to keep it tight. I mean,
They're just old in a prison dying. You're like, isn't that funny?
Although that scene where he
weird.
beat up the guy was pretty.
That was
comical.
pretty funny.
But yeah,
He
but
did not look young.
Seinfeld too. You know, they were like, "Here's a Brinks truck full of money. Make 8 more seasons." And he's like, "Now we're cutting it here.
Yeah.
The show's over. It's all about timing. You got to know when to wrap it up."
Yeah, it's Hangover. Did you know when you're making that, you're like, this is really good?
I think we knew that we were having like an unprecedented amount of fun. And so we all felt like we were onto something. There's never, at that point, none of us were very well known. So there was no sense that like, oh, this is going to be a hit. But we definitely knew we were making something that we were going to love and be proud of. And we would hope people would see it. And honestly, I think that energy is what that's like anything. I think that carries projects is like when you can feel that the team involved, whether it's the cast and sometimes the crew and everybody is like when you can feel that they're psyched.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if it's a comedy or a drama or an action movie. When you can feel the cast, I would say the same thing about The Office. Like everybody on The Office loved The Office and loved making it and loved being in that conference room together and cracking each other up. And that I think is like this intangible magic that makes the product good. And it's
totally.
like that love that a cast brings to something is what sort of opens the door for an audience to feel that way.
You can feel it on like those Seth Rogen, Franco movies. They're actual friends. You can feel it, not anymore.
Yeah.
But they're actual friends, and you can feel it in the movie for sure.
This is the end.
Yes, Pineapple Express.
I love those movies.
They're so good. That was like a crazy stretch. Like we really took for granted. I was sick a couple weeks ago and I Love You Man just came on. And I was like, oh shit, this is funny.
Yes.
I forgot these are just all funny.
Oh my God, Sandberg in that movie is just.
He's great. We used to have comedies. It was like a
thing. that was like a crazy amount of hit comedies at once.
Yeah.
Like Forgetting Sarah Marshall was on too. I was like, this is hilarious.
Isn't that weird? Because my agent's always like, comedies don't play well in theaters now. And you're like, but that's what's supposed to be a theater. Comedy and horror are great for theater or for movie theaters. Like it should be where
horror still hits. I feel.
Horror hits, but you know they say comedy in a movie theater is no go anymore.
Which is insane because you would think like comedy clubs are a thing because people like to laugh together.
Yes,
I think that might be hurting it. Is how many live acts are on the road right now? I think people are like, yeah, I'll just go see this live show.
Wait, what's it?
I think there's so many live shows in any city at a given time that they're like, instead of going, and there aren't that many comedies being made. So I think those two combined, how many comedies are in the theater, first off, and then secondly, like, oh, there's 8 comedians doing a show. There's all these comedy clubs. They're theater act comics, you know?
And at a comedy club, you're going to get the Elon Musk jokes. You're going to get the Trump jokes. You're going to get that. I think people are craving that because the news is so bonkers. Yeah, and you're not going to get that with a comedy movie.
Yeah.
It's just a movie about a lady who's autistic and gay or whatever.
All right.
We hope it comes back. We're trying to make a movie right now. We want comedies. I love seeing a comedy movie in a theater.
Oh yeah, especially a black theater.
Yes,
nothing better. I saw American Pie in a black theater, and that added an element. Popcorn flying, riffing, their own jokes. It was great.
I saw 12 Years a Slave in a white theater. Not a good experience. Oh boy, it wasn't good. No.